Club. That was a world premiere.
That's right. Two of the Teenage Mutant Turtles have collaborated again to make some heat.
Oh,
Young Jeezy and Neyo. You could have got me to talk on it. Could have let Jada get a 16. Make it complete, Neyo.
We like that, though.
Yeah, that was a tough two.
Yeah, that was
Appreciate it.
Now, welcome back. It's been a long time.
It has.
What the hell you been doing?
He said he was never coming here again after last time y'all caused all kinds of problems.
Oh, between him and Trey Songz?
Did I say that? Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you did.
Did I?
I'm glad you came back.
I'm happy to be back. Happy to be back.
Now, where you been, man? You have been quiet lately, prior to this single. Like, what's going on?
I've been working, man. Working and being a dad. Enjoying that, enjoying the downtime, a little bit of downtime. Getting my situations right on the backside of everything. The Motown situation. I'm still senior vice president of A&R over at Motown.
Okay.
We just made a major move over the Capitol over there, so that's it's big news. So yeah, it's a couple transition things happening right now, but I'm in a good space. Good space. New album on the way. New single, the whole nine. New energy. Feel good.
Now the record is tough. I guess it's what you would call urban. I don't like to put, classifications on genres of music, but do you feel like you went so pop that you may have lost some of your core R&B fan base, so you wanted to bring it all back around?
Well, that's part of the reason that I came home. For one, that's just what I felt like doing, and for two, I needed my R&B fans to know that I hadn't abandoned them. I had heard something like that being said, and nothing could be farther from the truth. Like I'm gonna keep the lights on, I'm gonna make the money, but I'm also make the music that feels good to me. But at the same time, I do understand where it is I came from. So I came on home with this one. This album is 99.999998% R&B, meaning I can't completely abandon that fan base because, as I said, they kept the lights on for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So, I still got some stuff that can live in that world, but there's so much R&B on this album that I had to find, something that could live in that world but could also make sense with everything else on the album. So with that being said, when you hear the album, you'll understand what it is I'm talking about, where I didn't go completely EDM with anything, but there's stuff that can live on both sides of that pond.
It's all organic though, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Is there way more money in that world?
Duh.
That would.
If that was the case, I wouldn't come back. I would stay in that world and pump fist all day.
You can do both though. I tell Nikki the same thing.
Contrary to what most people think, there's some things that are more important than money.
Oh, okay.
That's what I try to tell Envy and Charlamagne all the time. Sometimes your art is more important than money. I tell y'all that. You be like, I don't know why B.O.B. wants to do hip hop. I'm like, cause that's his. He wants to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, but this is my problem. I hate when artists want to abandon it altogether. If you've proven that you can do both, do both.
Yeah,
just don't be like, I ain't doing pop no more. Like Nicki Minaj is like, don't even mention the word pop around me. Why? Pop made you a lot of money.
That's real.
You're good at doing pop records too. Why not do both?
Right.
I feel like like what you just said. As long as it's all organic, then it don't matter. It don't matter. It's just music at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Have you been writing a lot recently too?
Doing a little bit of writing. I got artists of my own that I'm trying to get right. So I've been putting the majority of my writing energy towards them.
So no Beyonce writing, none of the major artists.
I went in with Beyonce early in that project, and then they turned around and decided to go another way, which is all good. Shout out to Beyonce, that whole team over there. Album is dope. Kind of mad I didn't get to be part of that thing, but it's all good. It's all good.
I saw you wrote something for Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Was that
Celine
intimidating?
Dion. Say again?
Was it intimidating?
Hell yeah. Celine Dion.
Yeah.
One of the biggest voices in music, period, point blank, regardless to whatever. We actually did a duet together, which was the intimidating thing. I had written for her before, which was cool, but to actually get on a song with her is that feeling of the hell you need me for. You know what I mean? But it came together real nice.
Did she take the first joint you wrote, or she's like, all right, nope, go back, tweak it?
Nah, I actually did 2 or 3 on that album. Yeah, she was real. What's the word I'm looking for? Like just real anxious to hear what I had to say about it. Like you feel like Celine Dion, somebody like that, you pretty much got it all figured out. You've been doing this, as long as you've been doing it. Again, one of the biggest voices in music. I ain't figured that I was gonna have to, coach her through anything or whatever the case may be. But that wasn't the case. Like she was real about, okay, well, what do you think? But what do you feel like this should be, or what do you think this should go, or whatever the case may be? So that felt good.
Do you charge somebody like her? Oh, my bad.
Is it harder to work with younger artists or older artists? Because it seems like older artists they want it to work, and the younger artists sometimes seem like, well, I know what I'm doing already.
It kind of depends on the artist. I've worked with some older artists that hit you with the, all right, listen, small fry, listen, young buck. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for X, Y. All right, bro. Well, then what the hell you call me for?
Right.
True.
You know what I mean? But then you work with some young artists who, just they got that young energy, feel like they know it all, and it's like, all right, well, if you know, then you do it. I'm gonna go over here and get some coffee.
What older artists are receptive of the criticism? Like they embrace it.
You said what older artists? Yeah. What Celine Dion, for example.
Okay.
She was definitely about, let's just make the best song possible.
Right.
Take off the whole I'm Celine Dion, you're Neyo, whatever. Let's take all that off and just make the best song possible, which means if I'm in there and you need me to do it again, tell me to do it again. I'm not tripping. And that was refreshing for me.
What do you think about the Michael Jackson hologram performance at the Billboard Awards?
Man, it was dope, but at the same time it was dope, but I mean, of course you knew it was a hologram, so it was kind of sad for me because it just brought back like, man, you really gone.
Would you ever write for his hologram?
Hologram.
It was hologram, hollered at me for sure. Yeah, I'll write for that.
What you thought about his album, his Michael Jackson album?
You know what? I haven't heard it yet. I real talk, have not heard it yet. I've been moving around trying to get things right for my album for the last few months, so I ain't even got into it.
Because the single sounds your lane, that old soul.
Yeah, I like that single.
I dig it. Shout out to the boy Justin Timberlake. Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. I can't even give a proper opinion of what it is.
Now, you was here a couple years ago. You weren't too happy about the state of R&B. Has it improved?
No.
It's okay to say it. Absolutely not. It hasn't.
You know what? R&B is making moves and evolving. I'll say that, and I'm happy to be a part of the evolution. I'm gonna leave it right there.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to cause no more problems.
What do you think about the new strategy of labels doing EPs first instead of doing mixtapes and putting out an EP before a feature-length album? You think that's a great marketing strategy?
I think it can be if it's done the right way. I mean, I feel like at this day and age, that attention spans are a little shorter, so you kind of got to hit them hard up you got to hit them hard up front. So with that being said, yeah, you throw the EP out, as a taster, and if you just happen to have one or two on the EP that can work as singles, then you rock out, and then, it works as a perfect appetizer for what the album's going to be. So yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Now, I saw you tweet out, you're not wealthy until you have something money can't buy. I wonder what that meant, but now I know it's a single, but, what do you have that money can't buy?
Money. Well, one thing that people always get wrong is feeling like money can buy happiness. It can absolutely not buy happy. I know a lot of very unhappy millionaires. Just to keep it all the way 100. And I'm a happy person, man. Despite whatever happens, I never lose. It's win or learn. It's not win or lose with me. So with that being said, I'm happy. My kids are healthy. My family is healthy. I can still afford to buy my mom a house and things of that nature, so I'm in a good space.
You ever been depressed about anything in the industry?
Yeah. I mean, this is an industry that's based off of, smoke and mirrors,
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of have to develop this kind of fake side of yourself, or at least that's what they tell you that you have to do. And I ain't never been good with fake. My mouth done got me in trouble for just keeping it real a few different times. So, phony is not my forte. So when people are telling you that you kind of have to be at least a little bit phony in order for this thing to be successful, yeah, that was a little depressing for me because I didn't feel like I needed to be that.
Do you feel like artists are too sensitive nowadays when people critique them and have things to say? Like, even for you specifically, working with certain people, do you feel like if you tell them, okay, no, you got to do that again, no, that don't sound right, or I don't like how that is, do people get really sensitive?
Well, I feel like as to be an artist is to be a little sensitive, because your art is you. For a person to tell me that they don't like one of my songs, it's almost like a person telling me that they don't like me because I'm putting my whole self into my art. So I can understand the sensitivity, but on the other side of the same card, you got to understand that everybody's entitled to their opinion, and everybody's going to have their opinion whether you like it or not. So with that being said, just do what you do.
And sometimes, no matter how great you are, you can make some whack stuff. It just happens.
Of course. Everybody, ain't nobody going to hit the mark every time. That's just the reality of what this is.
What would you say is your favorite song you ever did?
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have a favorite.
Sexy Love is definitely mine.
Charlamagne sings that loud.
She makes the hands on the back of my neck stand up.
He starts singing, moving his arms.
That's a hard line.
Moving his arms.
For a girl to make you feel like that, she makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up?
Yeah.
What, you dating a ghost? Jesus Christ.
My favorite song was Get Down Like That. I know you didn't put that out as a single, but that was always my favorite song. I always felt like you should have.
Yeah. There was a couple of things. There was a couple of songs on that album that were supposed to be singles that didn't wind up seeing the light of day. But it's all good. It's all good. We're not going to look backwards, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to look forward.
Now heading the A&R department, right? How do you decide what you're going to keep for yourself and what you're giving other people? Because you're writing, so you want everything.
Well, nah. I mean, it's some songs that just for me as who I am. There's some songs that I know that I can write, but just don't make sense for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, the most famous one to date is Beyonce's Irreplaceable. I initially wrote that for myself, realized that that's not a record that's gonna make sense on me. So
yeah, that didn't make sense for you.
No, I don't even see how that could have even worked. To the left, everything you own to the box to the left.
Yeah.
That sounds really harsh to a.
Yeah, you can't kick a girl out like that.
Yeah,
Exactly. Which is why the Neo version never saw the light of day. That's you know.
I hate to be that girl.
I wrote the song and went, all right, wait a minute, hold on.
Did you say that? Somebody around you was like, Neil, you recorded it and like, nah, dog.
No. I listened back to it like, yeah, this is gonna get me in trouble with my,
Right.
you're not supposed to alienate your fan base.
Hurry up before your taxi leaves.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Have you gotten to that point? Because it seems like all producers, all writers get to the point where they're not the go-to guy, and then it comes back around again. I mean, you see it happen with Pharrell, Timbaland, whoever. Has that happened to you?
I don't know. I mean, my phone still rings, so with that being said, I guess not. I don't know. I mean, people come to me and they expect a certain thing, and I'll say a good 8 out of 10 times I can deliver. So, you know, until that ain't true no more, I guess I'm all right.
Because Timbaland said he did Justin's album, and then literally 3 months later, labels were like, "Oh, you're not the new sound anymore. We don't want that." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's kind of harsh.
Very hard.
I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to do what it is that you do, and the world is either gonna get it or they not. That's really all it is. Do what it is you do, and hope that people understand.
So the new album is coming out this summer?
Yes. Slated for release September 30th is what we're trying to shoot for.
Okay, it's not the summer.
Yeah,
It's actually the fall, but hey,
something like that.
Now, fatherhood. How has fatherhood changed you or inspired your music at all?
It's inspired my grind. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely something that makes you get out there and work just that much harder. Because now, if the ship sinks, you know, everybody goes down. Like when it was just me, it's like, all right, well, if I go down, I can re-up later on, cool. But now I got 2 people that depend on me that didn't ask to be here, so I got to make sure that things are going right. So if that means I got to stay in the studio a few hours early, a few hours extra, so be it.
Right.
Does it still give you that love at first sight feeling when you're in the studio, or does it feel more like a job because you got a family, because you're the head of Motown? Like, is it still fun just recording music?
It's absolutely still fun. I always tell people there's a million ways to make money on the face of this planet. So when I ever get to that place where this is not fun no more, I'll just jump to one of them other ways to make money.
Yeah, it looks like you still have fun. Even when you perform and when you do your shows, you look like you still have fun.
Yeah, man, that's the most fun part of this thing. You know, it's the sitting and trying to tell somebody whether or not they're going to make it in the industry. That's the part that ain't fun.
Right.
Did you go
be the A&R element of it.
Did you go through a period of time when you were writing songs about heartbreak and breaking up and feeling a little depressed?
I definitely went through a time where I was writing songs about heartbreak and all of that. Not so much being depressed, just, you know, understanding that love is a difficult thing. It ain't supposed to be easy. Anything worth it is never going to be easy, you know, and love is no exception. So with that being said, not depressed, just more trying to figure out who I am and you know, become better for whatever it is that I'm going to do in the realm of love and relationship.
Is it true that Def Jam used to tell you to keep your hat on?
Yeah.
That's true. And they got mad at you and you took it off. They was like, you can't reveal that dome to the world.
That was it was one specific situation. It was actually BET Awards.
Yeah.
Michael had just passed, and
of course you got to take your hat off out of respect.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, they figured that the world wasn't ready for this dome. So they keep the hat on.
How was that conversation? Like, what was that call like?
I mean, I don't take stuff like, I know what the hell my head look like, man. I don't take stuff like that personally. But they was like, maybe you want to keep the hat on. I'm like, all right, I keep the hat on.
Who told you that though? Who at Def Jam? Was it Sean Peckus, L.A. Reid at the time when he was
that
there?
That person shall remain nameless to protect the innocent or the guilty. I ain't gonna name no names, but they definitely was pro keep your hat on.
Did you
pro keep your hat on?
You wish you had took his advice?
Huh?
You wish you had took his advice?
Nah. I don't feel like anybody really paid too much attention to my head in the moment. I mean,
oh no, it trended on Twitter, man. I remember Neyo.
So good.
But the best thing that happens after that is you come out with a line of hats.
There you go. Which I did, right. And then the hat line was pretty successful. You know, we making some changes now, but yeah.
There's a lot of guys that need to keep a hat on. There's a lot of guys that look better with hats on.
Oh, I do when I ain't got no haircut because I got the hairline. My hairline starts in the middle of my forehead. See how RoboCop take his mask off and his face, and it just start right here? That's me all day.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. Now, the song's going to play every hour, so if you missed it, we're going to get that back on in less than an hour, so definitely keep it locked. And we looking forward to hearing some more music, man.
Indeed, indeed.
Don't stay
R&B.
Yeah, don't stay long.
R&B.
You stay way too long, man.
Man, come on.
It's been 2 years.
You still getting drunk?
Been 2 years?
Yes, 2 years. 2012. Red came out 2012.
Damn.
Yeah.
My bad, y'all.
You still like getting out here getting drunk with Jay-Z and Diddy, man?
gosh.
Nah, man. Nah. I left that alone.
They say you a real lightweight, like one shot and you naked on the ball.
I'm famous for not being a good drinker, which is why I've started smoking, ladies and gentlemen.
Weed?
I've started
Yeah.
smoking.
Really?
Yeah.
What, you live in Cali now?
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
I got a
your
place in
medical-
Cali.
You got your medical marijuana card?
Nah, I don't got one of those yet. I'm still illegal with it.
How often do you
I'm still illegal with it.
You seem like a joint kind of guy. I can't see you rolling a blunt.
Honestly, blunts is a little harsh on the throat. I still got to sing, so yeah, I do the white papers, yeah.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I can see that. What's your
keep
favorite?
drinking.
You got a favorite grade yet?
Not yet. I ain't got that far yet.
Okay.
I'm still novice with this. I don't know names and grades and all that. I don't know all that yet.
What made you pick up the weed though? What made you say I'm gonna start smoking weed now?
You know what? I'll be 35 this year, just because I never had.
Yeah.
I wanted to try it, see what all the hubbub was about, all the hoopla and whatnot.
And you got really hard and you banged the chick real crazy and you was like, you know what? I'm gonna be smoking from now on.
No.
True Charlemagne form. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on something.
It was something going to
Something was gonna happen.
That's usually what happens. When you get addicted to a vice, it's because of a girl. You was getting some good sex.
Nah. Nah, that wasn't the case with this. Mm-mm.
Well, being that you are, 35, do you still think about marriage and want to get married?
Yeah, someday. Mm-hmm. I know 35 is just the number of years I've been on this planet. I got a lot of maturing to do in the realm of all that, and I'm aware of it. You know, first step to solving a problem is recognizing that you have one. So with that being said, I'm not ready for all that yet.
Oh, so you felt like
One day I will
you
be.
weren't mature enough to settle down and be with one woman, and
Indeed.
You was hoeing?
Little something.
It's okay.
you
a little
got caught.
something.
Did you get caught?
No,
did
I
you
didn't
just
get
say-
caught. I just, I realized that, like I said, I had a problem, and I have too much respect for the person. Had too much respect for the person I was with to continue lying to her face. So,
Yeah, I've heard some Neyo stories, man.
yeah, it's a couple of them.
Well, so my
Few
video,
stories
you was
floating
banging
around
a
out
chick
there.
in a hot tub in Puerto Rico.
You
You don't remember that? That was like 2000. That was 2005.
Gosh, man.
Yeah,
That's when all you had the Petey Crack joint out.
Believe
me, man.
Plead the fifth on that. Pleading the fifth.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Neyo. It's the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Good morning.